Hi Jackie, it's me Ben. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the weekly reading you did. As usual, it's great. I will send you some feedback. Some really interesting stuff has come up. Really interesting. So I will be messaging you about them. And I've actually already watched the Archangel Michael and Raphael clips that you did. They're very raw, aren't they? Very personal and from the heart. And I really like that. And there were some deep messages coming through. I think I watched the Archangel Michael one again before sending you feedback, just so I might watch it again, but this time making notes, just so I don't miss out on anything that I want to feedback to you. But they're really good, and I think the people who buy them from you, those kind of readings, are really going to benefit. And because obviously you're very in tune with the angels, and that shows for that reading. And for me as well, the fact that you've talked so openly, about life and how things are with Morgan and stuff, I feel much more connected to you now and to another level, as it were. Like like I know you a bit better. I'm sorry about my hair as well, for need or want combing my hair. It's just not getting it perfect. Like my hair's just going everywhere, and was like, never mind, bad hair day, huh? Anyway, yesterday I tried to do your reading, then there was interruptions, people walking around doing blah blah blah. Then I went to film it and it started lagging, and then I finally got time to sit down and do it, and then someone came to watch TV in the room next door, so I was just like, why won't I be able to do this reading? And so I've literally just said, look, I'm doing YouTube videos at the moment. I'm doing some YouTube videos at the moment. Can you just give me a little while? Don't come upstairs, blah blah blah. Just so I've got some space and free time. But I kept the cards that I pulled for you yesterday because they're very apt and linking with some of the cards that you've been pulling yourself. The first card to come up, this is for your weekly reading, so beginning, middle and end of the week, and just generally throughout the week. Sleep was the first card that came up. So obviously you've talked about that in your videos, that because Morgan doesn't always sleep, that affects your sleep. So in one respect, your guardian angel is trying to remind you to try and get some rests where you can, even if it's a power nap or just sitting down and relaxing. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, just make sure that you do have time to stop and breathe. To just stop and go, okay, a bit of me time, that's important. But maybe it's an indication that sleep is on the way, and to maintain the affirmations, both with Archangel Michael and Raphael, and to trust in them and the messages you received when you did them example readings, and hopefully that can maintain the sleep, I'll make sleep better. Sorry, my mind is up. Then the purple flowers on this also really stand out. So I know we often associate purple with the violet flame. You're an expert of working with it. So to keep working with the violet flame, a reminder there. And I'm wondering as well, this came to me actually last night in my sleep, and this will tie in with the last card as well. I was wondering, if the flowers stand out on the card. I'm wondering if flowers might have some sort of healing effect on Morgan. Not like I don't mean like floral based medicine, that kind of thing, but having them around the house, in the room, or whether if she grew her own plant or plants, or had her own little garden space. I don't know whether you have that already, but whether that could help her, something to call her own and to do. and something she can nurture, and whether that might have a healing effect on her, because nature is a great healer, so perhaps that can help, you know, that could have a healing effect perhaps on Morgan, and that could have therefore a knock-on healing effect on you. Now the second card to come up is another guardian angel message. It's blessings of abundance. Now I believe on the old Coffee with Angels channels, it's not around so I can't double check, but I believe on the very first video where you said, right, I'm going to message this guy called Ben because you think he's a kindred spirit, I'm sure this is the card that popped up, and it's so cool because you pulled friendship, which I pulled on that day, and now I've pulled blessings of abundance, which you pulled on that day. Very interesting stuff. And again, lots of fruit and nature, and so a reminder of all natural nature and stuff. And again, it links in with some of the messages, both for the happy butterfly messages and Raphael and Michael messages to do with, you know, healthy eating and keeping an eye on what's in foods and stuff and what effects they may or may not have. But I understand food can be an issue with Morgan. This is really interesting how it's tying into both of you. But for you, it's going to be a good week. I think there's going to be a lot of blessed change, and that will bring about blessings of abundance. It's going to be a good positive week. Things are going to start going well. It's going to be like, hey, yeah, you know what, this is a good week, things are going my way, and I like that. So to maintain positivity, because that will bring manifestation around, but I get as well, like, your prayers may be answered, so different things you've prayed for, I'm thinking will come true this week, or will at least begin to come true, and things are going to work out in your favour this week as well. So a reminder from the guardian angel, and I get the feeling Archangel Michael as well, not to worry. Like he's saying, I've got your back, you know. He's got your back, not to worry. Things are going to work out for the best, but in a positive way, and you'll reap the rewards. And now this next card is a saint, and this saint came to you, I believe it was in the Happy Butterfly reading for the week, and it is St. Francis of Assisi, with the animals, and again connecting with nature. And that's why I thought, I don't know if you have a pet or whether a pet is suitable for you, but plants are part of nature too, and so whether having a plant or a little garden space, could that be good for Morgan to nurture around, you know, something to nurture and, you know, have her responsibility as well, but to keep up with the artwork as well. It's very expressive. I get the feeling she's a very expressive child, you know. She expresses herself through her art and through clothes, fashion, to keep up that, to maintain a good imagination and good expressiveness. That's important. It's really weird how this reading's turned out for both of you, and Morgan, but I'm hoping it helps. So strong messages to connect with nature as well. Get outside, get some fresh air, it'll have a positive effect on you. I went for a walk the other day. I don't often go for walks too often, but I went out with a friend, and we had a good walk, and it was just nice. It really had a good effect on me, so that was really nice. Cup of Coca-Cola. Not the healthiest of drinks, but it is nice. So Francis of Assisi coming up. So we may have to go back and look at some of the messages that came through in your reading as well. And interesting how the brown card came up in the Happy Butterfly readings. Yesterday I decided to wear brown. Interesting stuff. I'm going to go to the book for animals because I get the feeling something's going to jump out. You have a strong love bond with animals. As with St. Francis, they instinctively trust you. I'm just going to flick through just to see if there's anything that stands out the saint is associated with nature and animals, and he's a patron saint of animal welfare. And his prayer, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace, also makes him one of the most beloved saints. So maybe to use the St. Francis prayer. I'm guessing you'll probably know that because you know a lot more about the saints than I do. So strong messages of relax from sleep, and hopefully this may be positive for sleep. It's really interesting that that's come up. So maybe Archangel Raphael's heard your prayer and be answered with blessings of abundance. So we're just making sure to get some me time, some Jackie time, and that things are going to go okay, and that to trust what's happening. St. Francis is there as a reminder to connect with nature, and just notice the dove of the peace dove is holding a little flower as well, and the flowers are really, so I don't know, like I don't know if you have plants around the house, but maybe have plants around the house for a healing effect, especially if you can't always get out into nature. But yeah, just get that feeling. I mean, so obviously it's up to you, and it's up to you and Jim if you want to try, but that message coming through, like having a little, whether it's growing a sunflower or just growing a few seeds or planting a tree or just having your own, my own, a child's my own garden set kind of thing, might have a good effect on Morgan, and who knows, and to keep it affirming with Michael and Raphael because they are on your side. I think I may have to go back and rewatch the Michael video and the Happy Butterfly video, because I think you'll probably give messages out that you yourself will have to pay attention to. Something might speak out there, but really, really interesting cards. And I might go to the sleep page as well, just because it's really interesting that that's come up when you've been talking about sleep recently. It says, take a look at the topic of sleep in answer to your question. Most likely this is a message for you to get more rest, cut unnecessary activities from your schedule and get a good night's sleep. That links in with what you're saying about stopping the carpool as well. Maybe that's an affirmation. You said that maybe should end. Maybe that's a confirmation that it's an unnecessary activity, perhaps. If emotional upsets are keeping you awake, give them to God and your angels. You can easily do this by mentally picturing your angel holding a bucket. Put any troubles in the bucket and watch the angel take them away to heaven where everything is resolved. Or mentally write a list of worries, and then imagine in your head screwing up that list into a paper ball and throwing it away. Or actually physically write anything that's on your mind down on a piece of paper just moments before you go to bed, because then you've got it out of your system. Try that. It does work. Make sure that your sleeping space is conducive to a good night's rest, and check that your bedding is clean and hypoallergenic. That came up for you, didn't it? I think the Raphael reading, was it? Your increasing sensitivity means that you need to avoid chemicals or allergens in your bedroom, and it also needs to be dark, quiet and cool. Fresh air can help you as well, and that comes through the St. Francis Animals card, connecting with nature as well. This is also a message to make more time for rest during the day. As you're pushing yourself too hard, avoid or cut down on stimulants such as caffeine, sugar, nicotine and chocolate. But don't feel you have to completely remove them. Sometimes it's good just to indulge. Take frequent meditation breaks, even 2 minutes of closing your eyes. There you go. You need to make sure you have at least some time for yourself. Taking deep breaths and holding positive thoughts will help. So interesting cards. I'm going to pull an Archangel Michael card for you now, just to see what he has to add in to everything. So we ask you, Archangel Michael, please guide this card and give a message for Jackie to take on board for this week. And it's really interesting, I just want to point as well, this morning I happened to look at the clock and the time was 11:17, 111, your website, and 7, so you'd be there, all the numbers you've been talking about, and 7 actually happens to be my favourite number. And so learning all about it from you, about the meanings of number 7, it's really, really interesting. So I'd like to learn more about that. And when you mentioned about like your name adding up to number 3, I'd like to learn, how you do that kind of stuff, and how you got your tarot card, which card represents you. If you want to do one that represents me, that's great. If you want to do an Archangel Michael affirmation reading for me, that would be great too. You can do whatever you want for me because you rock. Anyway, the Michael card. Be gentle with yourself. And it's actually got an angel. And the angel on the card, she looks slightly Native American, and she's dressed in green Raphael healing colours, and she's got a lamb around her neck, connecting with nature. And the prayer on the card says, Archangel Michael, please guide me in treating myself with gentle, nurturing love in everything I speak and do. Help me know that I deserve this compassion. I release any feelings of guilt to you so that I may experience lasting inner peace. So linking in with my reading for the week as well, doing things with compassion, and don't worry about guilt. Sometimes you have to sit back and say, hey, you know what, I have to do this, it's for the greater good. So trust your intuitions. And that you do deserve compassion. Wow, the word compassion coming up there. Help me know that I deserve this compassion, because you do. Be gentle with yourself. Sometimes, like we've been discussing, haven't we? Like sometimes it's busy, and sometimes family life, spiritual life, and different things. It's hard to juggle a balance, but sometimes we need to just stop and just have that relaxation time and just be gentle with yourself. And sometimes doing nothing is good. So be gentle with yourself. I'll go to the book just to see what it says. Archangel Michael is guiding you towards honouring your sensitivity emotionally and physically. You've been pushing yourself too hard, which is what the sleep card said, while often berating yourself for imperfections which are in your imagination. This card serves as a reminder that you're doing the best you can in the circumstances you're dealing with. So give yourself a break, slow down, and be good to yourself. And possible specific meanings include: remove yourself from a harsh situation or relationship. Now this could be to do, with Morgan and her friend and me. Is that, to do, I'm guessing, is that the, in a couple of times ago in the weekly reading you did for me, you mentioned, a toxic relationship, and you said pull some cards on that, which I'm still happy to do. If you want to go in depth with that a bit more, you can, and I will pull cards specific for that for you privately if you want. So that could be that. Eat a more healthy diet, avoid chemicals in your food and environment, get more sleep, switch to a gentler form of exercise, speak lovingly about yourself and others, and quiet time is needed. So there you go. Sometimes you need a bit of you time, I understand with a family life it can be difficult, but sometimes it's just important to sit and do what you want to do. But really good cards that have come up, and all linked into each other, which is great. So I hope you're doing well. I always look forward to your videos and your inbox messages, and I'm glad that we've been chatting a lot this week. I really enjoy chatting to you, and I always check, have you been in touch? And when you have, it always lightens up my day. So thank you for that. Morgan may be your great spiritual teacher, but I think you could be mine. And also, whilst I'm here, you pulled the silver card for me in the weekly reading you did for me. I'll send you the feedback for that soon, but this specifically I want to mention, and I thought, because I'm going back to uni probably this week, probably towards the end of this week, because I'm in private accommodation. We can't have like in the new place I'm at, we can't have like candles and incense and that kind of stuff. I'll have to say, have I sent you my address? I'm not sure. I'll have to send it to you if I haven't. But anyway, we can't have all that. So I was like, what can I do? But recently I've been thinking, my nan, who's died, hello Nan, when she died, the one thing I asked for, and everyone was like, huh, was a framed picture of a white dove, and the background was just made of this silver, I don't know whether it was foil or just silver card or what, but it was amazing. This was a long time ago when she died. It's coming up, I think, to 10 years. Wow. And shortly after we moved house, and I think it may be my mum's attic, you know, the loft at her house. So I may have to, either before I go to uni or when I'm next back, ask if I can, if that can be found, if they know where it is, because maybe that will have a healing effect. It's literally a big post, like frame picture of a dove with a silver background. I think it's got an olive branch in. I really hope I've still got it. Hope it wasn't thrown out. Really interesting, and if I do find it, I'll show it you on video. But anyway, it's great hearing from you. I hope that reading had some sort of help. Also, do you still have that Venus flytrap plant? I always often wonder about that. I wonder if that could tie into the plants messages that are coming up. I always think about that. Jackie's Venus flytrap plant. Wonder how it's doing. Do you still have that? Let me know. Write to me whenever you want. Do clips whenever you want. I always enjoy talking to you. We'll arrange a Skype date very, very soon. As I said, I'm back at uni. Whilst I'm at home, it's hard to Skype because whilst I may be up late, I can't, be on Skype or recording videos because people around the house are asleep or in bed, and it's just it's not really feasible because I could wake them up. But when I'm at uni, obviously I'm more free time, I'm by myself, so I can stay up later when I want. So once I'm back, we'll set a date for a good Skype session. That would be lovely. I really do enjoy speaking to you. Anyway, dear, I'm sending so much love and light to you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Take care, and I will speak to you soon. Okay, bye. Take care.